Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater. And yesterday Disney dropped the trailer for Jungle Cruise, the very first. Is it a teaser? I mean, it felt like a full-on trailer for me, but this is a movie that's been in anticipation for a long time because it's been rumored and for many years before it even got off the ground. And even I think it was sometime middle last year we got to see the Emily Blunt and The Rock doing like their last day on set or doing a little promo for it in costume. And past then, nothing. No posters, no teasers, no nothing until finally they dropped the trailer. And I gotta say, I really liked the trailer. I really did. In fact, even Heat Vision, the Hollywood Reporter, has this article today. Could Jungle Cruise launch a pirate-style franchise? And here's the thing. If you watch the trailer, 100% yes. But it's not Pirates of the Caribbean that you need to think about when you think about the franchise, because I think that's a bad call. But the thing is, this one is directed by the guy who did the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So that's obviously where they're trying to draw the parallels from. But what you really need to look at when you look at this trailer is that it is more like Stephen Sommer's The Mummy than it is Pirates of the Caribbean. The fact that it's got a gun-ho pseudo-archaeologist and Emily Blunt, and a gruff riverboat captain who's also a bit of a con artist in the Rock. It's got 1920s like swashbuckling adventure. It's kind of more Indiana Jones The Mummy than Pirates of the Caribbean. It really, really, really is. And I think that is going to sell it. The over-the-top set pieces, the action, the jokes, the humor, the chemistry between the two of them, that is what's going to launch this as a franchise. Now, I've been saying for the longest time that The Rock needs his own franchise, and that quite frankly, every time he comes into one, it's either hit or miss. This could actually be the one time where it's a real big hit. Now, if you look at The Rock going into, let's say, the Fast and the Furious franchise, he was a very big shot in the arm to that franchise. Him coming in Fast 5 in 2011 really did take it up to new heights. But the problem with that is, though, even his spin-off Hobbs and Shaw failed to do the $1 billion that many people, myself included, thought it was going to pull in. It did well, but not as good as it could have done. And quite frankly, no one really talked about it much after its release. And people are more interested now in the final two Fast and Furious movies, the next one of which won't be starring The Rock at all. So he's already kind of moved on from that franchise. They tried to give him San Andreas. I think there's still a sequel in the works. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Rampage was built up to be a franchise, to have more movies in that particular series. That's not going to happen. And he really hasn't had anything. Central Intelligence is getting a sequel. That movie was god awful. Kevin Hart is just, I don't know. I thought he was the worst part of that movie, and even The Rock wasn't good in that movie either. So there's a lot that he's tried to do over the years in regards to a franchise or to building out everything. And he's been really good at ensemble films, but this is the first time he's really kind of taking on an action adventure movie set in this kind of space with Emily Blunt as a co-star. And I'm going to say this is going to sound kind of weird, but like a real co-star. Like a real co-star. Not to say that Jason Statham in Hobbs and Shaw isn't a real co-star, but it wasn't like they just went into the movie together. They had battled in Fast and Furious 7, and they were friends in Fast and Furious 8. So really, it's like they had a build up to get there. But I mean, like, Emily Blunt is a real star. Emily Blunt is a real star who can hold movies on her own and doesn't also need to be part of an ensemble. So maybe that's part of what's going to make this movie work out, because the trailer focused specifically on just the two of them. It didn't really give us any other side characters. The only other person in that trailer I recognized was Jesse Plemons as the villain, which is just, again, super interesting choice. I just got done watching El Camino yesterday, where he was back as Todd, and he was a great character in the show, an evil, dastardly character in the show, and he was just like that in the movie, so it was great. But very much, it's like it's again, seeing him as a villain is going to be very fascinating to watch that. But I do think that this is going to be something that could propel Disney to a new franchise, but they have to treat it like the old 1920s serials, meaning they have to treat it like it's Indiana Jones, but they have to treat it like it's Indiana Jones, like 1980s Indiana Jones. All right. Like, look at what Lucas and Spielberg did for the first couple Indiana Jones movies, and then go, how do we emulate that? And then how do we interject the fun of The Mummy, because it wasn't just Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz's chemistry that really worked out well. The set pieces were good. The supporting cast was really good. And that was really one of the things that sold that movie. And again, 20 years later, people still talk about The Mummy in nothing but high praise. And I kind of feel like Jungle Cruise could potentially have that same exact response, but it just really does boil down to how they want to shape the franchise. And I would hope that because at Disneyland, Jungle Cruise is directly adjacent to Indiana Jones, that they would draw a lot of inspiration from that. And based on this trailer, they kind of did. They really kind of did, is what it feels like to me, and that's great. If I were the writers of Jungle Cruise, I'd be on the cruise, and then I'd be looking over at Indiana Jones like, let's go over there and just walk around and like, bask in that glory. Because I've been riding that ride for 20 years almost. It's still one of my favorite rides. I love Indiana Jones, and I think that this is very much influenced more of that, I think, and then I think Ashley, because of Jungle Cruise. Because they had to give it a story, so why not give it an Indiana Jones thing? Why not just look to the ride to the right in Frontierland, or no, Adventureland, and go, yeah, let's pull from that, but put it right in this. I think that's a lot of what they're doing, if I'm being fair. That being said, I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's, you know what, quite frankly, I am very much looking forward to an over the top, fun action adventure film that the whole family can enjoy. I feel we haven't gotten one of those in a while, and I would love to see this. I can't wait to watch it. And yeah, I'm actually really happy that it's finally out, that we finally get to see it, because now I get to get excited for it. So anyway, I leave it to you, your thoughts, your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. This is